I'm deciding if I want to stay here or go sit somewhere else. This is like kind of like a personal student journal log. Campa El Yahuah students. I'm a student. We're all students seeking the Most High. The Holy Ruach HaKodesh is in us and teaches us all things. This is some homework I'm excited about coming up, working on. Also, art expression with just what's currently going on. They killing us out here. We're not voting. We're not. I don't know where I want to start at. I don't know what I want to get into. These conversations and talks are good for me to heal. For me, I kind of don't have, you know, family to talk to. I have a friend, but I have a friend, but it's important to, you know, I don't want to. I already talked to her about my life because that's all I can really talk about. Because that's all, like, I know my life and my experiences. So, these talks I need to have with myself to heal and be able to talk to her about other things, things where we need to focus on. And every time we do talk unintentionally, this is the stuff that I railroad her with unintentionally just because, this is stuff that I have to process. So yeah, that's what these videos are for. So that I can get past it and, move forward with my life. Because I do have, people in my life to grow with, but this is stuff that I need to grow, that I need to address. As a child, I did not understand it. I didn't understand. So piecing the stuff together, an adult perspective, you know, we're now okay, yeah. So a lot of my life. Okay, so for instance, I'm gonna move this shirt that I'm wearing. Cause I had short term memory. Um, and as I was getting attacked, I would just I would I would run. I would like people used to think that I didn't like them because I had really bad anxiety because I was being raped and abused, and so I didn't really talk a lot. I didn't know how to process what was going on because it was happening my whole life. Um, and so, people just kind of thought I was weird, especially like my best friend, because like I was being kind of weird because, like I was my aunt's sex slave. While, I never told her that because I didn't really understand. Like, I didn't really understand what was going on. So to her, I'm like, she come to give me a hug and I give her like this weird side hug and she's like, what the fuck wrong with you? And it's just like, like I'm feeling weird about life and everything. Um, and then at that time, my kid's dad had tried to kill me. Um, and then like so much had happened because, his mom had been messing with him, telling him to beat me. He was beating me each pregnancy. He pushed me on my stomach. I'm like, but he was like trying to degrade me, telling me like I imagined it, and like it was so much. So it was so much going on. So I would run because I had anxiety. This shirt, this shirt, this college, the first time I ever went to this college is I was 7 years old. Um, that was during the time where it became aware to me of the incest and the abuse because had already been abused for years. But that was at the time where um because the adults knew too. So I'm confused on like because the adults knew because my uncle dragged my mom from out of the bed and abused her. My aunt was at work, but lo and behold, she knew all about it because I didn't find out until I was grown. But I didn't put together because she used to give me hints, like when she was abusing me. Like technically, she was playing the same games. She used to play mind games. But so I pieced together. I pieced together, everything that she was getting at. And like why, when my granddad, got old, like she and was on hospice, she took him and wouldn't allow, anybody to come visit him, and basically, killed him or whatever, and didn't allow him to, like, everybody just thought she was evil. The weird stuff she did, like she bought him this cookie jar that says get your hand out my cookie jar. And then she bought him a dildo. And like she just used to always, like, she always threw hints. And like, I paid it so I was able to, you know there's a lot of things because they had my granddad, my there's my mom and my aunt tell me different, and I believe piecing together from what they told me on how my grandma was murdered. But um ultimately my grandma died in a house fire. um and she was told that her grandchild was inside, and she went inside, um and the house blew up. My granddad at the time of death was at the doctor's. The lady that told her to go in the house was um my granddad's side chick. um and they were, both Freemasons. My grandma's mom is the same age as my granddad, so my grandma was significantly younger than my granddad. um so, and my mom told me about the abuse that happened. So, how the abuse happened when she was young. My mom has, because my grandma's my granddad's second wife, I believe. I don't know if he had any before that, but his second wife, my granddad was a pimp. He was also an electrician, Freemason, CIA affiliate. Um, he was into the occult. He was not religious whatsoever. Um, his friends, the Freemasons, other Freemasons, they were pastors in churches. My granddad, he was a pure Satanist. He hated the Most High. He did not pretend to like the Most High, but he did say he believed in a God, and he worshipped his God, which I didn't understand was the devil. Um, which used to confuse me because he used to read Psalms 23 out of the Bible. So I was like, I don't know. I guess when my granddad found out that I didn't like him, he told me that he believed in a God because I did not accept him. I had not understood. I had like the memory from me being in the bed with him, from all of that stuff. Like I didn't understand, like, because I was so little when it happened. So it didn't, all of that stuff was like, and I was still being abused. So all of that stuff was like in abysses in my mind. Like I just remember being in the bed with my granddad. I didn't process what was going on, because I didn't process what was going on when it happened, because I was a baby and nobody talked to me about it. And there was so much stuff still going on. All of that stuff didn't start coming out of the deep abysses until like all of that until like last year. But like what about my dad abusing me and stuff? Probably like 2022, around whatever year is the year that he died. That's when the stuff started coming back to my memory. Which was I think around like COVID was when um but like I used to get beat unconscious, and I used to get beat unconscious, and I don't know, like whenever a third person that's not family come in the house, I leave. I leave. It could be down the street. It could be to the next state. I get like I didn't understand why I was always being abused. Apparently, apparently one of my aunts is mad at me because, well, technically they always planned for me to be runner anyway, which was not going to happen. I seek the Most High. They always had devious plans for me. But my one aunt, she had stole some stuff when I was in a preschool, and apparently she was mad because I called the police to help her. Because we learned in preschool, to call the police when you need help. That's what we learned. So I called the police. I remember that too. I called the police. I was like, "Yeah, my auntie Sheila, she need help because she broke into the people house down the street and her arm is bleeding." And I told them the people that because we knew everybody. Like I didn't know I was snitching on her, but yeah, I called the police in her face and gave them the whole nine, and they came and fixed her up in front of me and took her away. And the police was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go help her." Like, she hated the fuck out of me ever since, and I never understood why she hated me. But ever since she got out of jail, she just hated the fuck out of me, and I didn't understand that either until I was like, until I was older. But look, my nigga, don't include me in no robbery. Don't be doing shit you ain't supposed to be doing. Don't look. We do things the right way. Don't include me in shit you ain't supposed to be doing. Um, hold on. I need my charger. I'm about to use this charger. Okay, yeah. So that's why my auntie Sheila hate me. Apparently, that I pieced together, but no, that's not what we were doing. You're not. We was not. We was not robbing stuff. That's not what we was doing. Not what we was doing. Um, my auntie Jackie, I have no idea. I think I actually have like, she's strangely obsessed with me, but she used to always tell me that I was going to be a sadist. I didn't know what that meant. I thought she was abusing me for being sad, so I was trying to be happy. I hated sex. They always thought like I was gonna grow up and just be like, I don't know, but eh, like I didn't understand why I was being beat. I literally did not understand. I didn't understand why I was being beat. But like she cut me off from everybody in the house, but she would always beat me. and tell me, like it was my fault. So I didn't understand. Like she was always so angry. Like, but she would be degrading me, beating me, telling me about, like how her mom don't love her and how like basically going over the scenarios of like her dad abusing her, kind of like without telling me exactly, but stuff that I pieced together in my adulthood. But she used to always tell me, you know, she was all I was ever going to have. Nobody else loves me. She was doing it because she loved me. Um, she used to always tell me, like, you think anybody's going to believe you, like if you tell. And like we used to go to like family events and stuff. And if I made a friend, as soon as we got home, she would call their parents and just make up all kind of stuff and tell them like I was this bad child and stuff. So that, like she just completely isolated me from everybody except for my best friend, my childhood best friend Kiala, because she tried to do the same thing, I believe, but her mom was like, they're kids and and stuff. And Kiala's mom didn't stop me from hanging out with Kiala. My aunt was not telling the truth, but Kiala's mom was the only person that didn't like, I don't want you around my child, this and that. If it was not for Kiala, like I don't think I would have survived. I don't think I would have survived that time period, but the most I had for her to be in my life. I do not think I would have been able to survive that time period. That's the time period when my aunt was heavily trying to traffic me. I didn't know that my aunt was in on it. The time when we were 7. Goodness. That's where I blacked out and I always lose my memory. That day, that's when we got kicked out. That's what I don't understand because the memory is in my head. It's just I can't say it. I just can't say it both times. My aunt gets off on abusing me and putting her men. Ugh. But we left that day and we walked and we ended up going to this school. And I thought it was a mansion. I wanted to live there. It was the only place I had peace. It was when I used to get beat. I used to go there because it's like mountains up there and stuff. Um, my first date with my children's dad was there. My whole life really centers around this place. Every time I lose my memory, it's where I go back to. But I believe that the purpose for that was answered. I believe the purpose I don't know. Yahuah as well. So moving on and moving forward, my childhood was not okay. Ugh. But yeah, being born into that, I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand. And like I said, my mom, she just, I was dead to her ever since my dad brought me home and tried to bulldoze over her and rape me in front of her. She did not let it happen. But then after that happened, my mom went to her dad for help. And my mom, what happened after that is my mom started getting drugged and raped by the men on the property. My granddad was trafficking her. And that's why my mom keeps saying they did it to me. They did it to me. That's why I didn't understand what she was talking about. I didn't realize that I realized every time my mom would go to my granddad for help, like he would just degrade the heck out of her and tell her and she would always be crying and like, but she would never tell me nothing. She's like, you're just a kid. You're just a kid. And that's why, they was telling me like, you tell your child everything. Like, yeah, because y'all didn't tell me shit. So yeah, I tell her everything. Because then especially with y'all gonna lie. So my mom got sucked up in that current. But when I was younger, my mom was very active in our life. My mom was, doing a lot of things, a lot of good things. She was homeschooling us. She worked. She had my granddad had a farm. She worked in the community. She did daycare. She did a lot of things. She was doing my mom actually did invent the idea for the bike rack on the bus. My mom did actually come up with that. Um, she just be giving ideas away though. um, and but yeah, her dad was still trafficking her. My mom be crying to me. Used to be crying to me, talking about she's still getting raped in her adult years. And I got scared when she told me that. I got scared. Like when was that? When did she tell me that? That was years ago. But like, ooh, I don't know. Like, it was wild. It was wild. The government is involved, highly involved. If they come in your house, that's breaking and entering. Life was not okay. And then I got away with my child abstaining from the world. First off, like I had no intention on interacting with the rest of the world because I don't have to. The Most High made the earth. I don't have to interact with anybody if I don't want to. I don't. And then the police break in and kidnap me and my child. Bitch, y'all shit is fucking over. Over. When the Most High say so, there's going to be presidents' heads on sticks. Y'all bitches thought y'all was going to kidnap and rape us? War. War. You thought we was going to let you rape us and steal our children? You have burned a fire that you cannot put out. You have started a fire that your ass cannot cast. America. I couldn't see who my enemy was, but now I see clearly who my enemy is. El Yahuah willing. When he blow that trumpet, I'm taking your heads.